I'm to the point to where I genuinely cannot afford to have a connection with the wrong spirit or soul for my life, because I'm at a point to where I am constantly outgrowing myself. And if I am outgrowing myself constantly and consistently, like even 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, what's insane is that I would have made different decisions. Not that I don't think those decisions were right in the moment or wrong in the moment per se. It's just that I would have made different decisions with the new information that I have, even just from 2 weeks ago. And I'm just evolving so fast for myself that I have to take more recovery time just in order for my software development and my thought algorithms to reconfigure and integrate what I'm actually learning and doing. And what I found is that people, they just don't know how to react or respond appropriately to somebody who's as straight as a ruler. Okay, I'm as straight as a ruler when it comes to my directness of communication. And of course, I'm going to play the game of life sometimes, and the game of strategy, and the game of Machiavellian or the laws of power, because I understand. And I'm not saying that it's evil to do that. I'm just saying that sometimes you have to understand the game, right? Like in the workplace, especially. Okay. Never outshine the master. I learned that the hard way when I started to outshine my superiors, quote unquote. On paper, they were my superiors, but I knew I was a superior, and they knew that I was a superior, but they didn't want to admit that. They wanted to make me look bad because it was my fault that things weren't going the way that they wanted because, well, anyway, you understand what I'm saying here, right? People don't want to have the actual appreciation for who you are and what you're about and what you're doing when they feel as though you have more power than they do. And yet at the same time, people want to have more power. And so when you don't play into the game of the power, that's how you get the power to some degree, right? And what I've noticed with people, especially within the geopolitical spectrum right now, because there's really two cults that are trying to take over with the United States, and I think really as a whole in the world, it's not MAGA specifically worldwide, but in the United States, it's MAGA, the MAGA cult, and the liberal cult. And the thing that I respect about the liberal cult and the woke libtard cult is that at least they have the decency to tell you that they hate you up front. You know, they have the decency to say that they hate your guts. But you know what I think? I think that MAGA hates the US more than any other libtard out there. And that's a lot. I know that can be sounding an alarm for people out there, but because they don't understand what I'm actually saying. What I'm saying is like, okay, if you think about what exactly happened with Venezuela today, for example, well, what did the US do? Okay, the US went into this place where there is no nuclear weapons. Okay, it's a terrible country, and as far as the economics is concerned, but they have the most oil reserves. Okay, so there's certain things that are going on and certain things that are going in play. China has also been involved with the negotiations with Venezuela as of recently about protection and safety in exchange for oil, because again, Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. And the US basically comes in and says, you know what? I would prefer to start a war with you than to let you have these reserves and to let you have these resources. And we're going to just take over everything. We're going to do this. Meanwhile, the taxpayer is the one stuck with the bill. The Pentagon has $2.5 trillion worth of taxpayer money that's unaccounted for. Okay, they can't find it. They can't find it. But we are here left with the bill as the taxpayer. And we're supposed to eat the gaslighting of these people and declare unto us how this is something that we need to like. That's the MAGA cult, dude. That's the MAGA cult. Inflation's rising. The S&P 500's rising. All of this financial stuff, it's rising. But it's only going up because it looks like it's going up. It's not actually going up. It's like the value of silver and gold right now, right? Silver and gold is going up, but why? Is it the value of the dollar that's decreasing, or is it the actual value of the silver? Well, the value of the silver hasn't really changed. The value of the gold hasn't really changed. It's the value of the dollar that's changed. And this is exactly what I see with all these people out here, the fake conservatives, the fake Christians. Everybody's fake, everybody's gay, all these deceptions, and we're supposed to just sit here and take it? I thought these people had backbone. I thought these people were actually standing on what they meant, and they said what they meant, and they meant what they said. Meanwhile, they are the ones who are spouting out the most disgusting remarks, and they will smear your name. They will smear your framework for the sake of them feeling like they are not the problem. This is insane. And I do not want to be participating in any kind of game like this, but I am forced to do so because there is no other option. And I don't like being forced to do things, but guess what? It's kind of like the quiet guy that just wants to be left alone. He's the quiet guy that wants to be left alone, that wants to just do his thing and chill and have a good time. And yet people just want to continue to, they just want us all, like, they don't want to talk about problem solving. They want to induce fear. And then they want to say that you're the one that's in fear. And it's like, you gaslighting motherfucker. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't have the true understanding of the situation to even know what you're saying. You had the opportunity to live in accordance to what is true, to what is righteous, and what is godly, and you failed. You failed. You failed to do so. And we're supposed to sit here and just act like everything's fine, everything's chill. Like, we're not being squeezed out socioeconomically. What are we supposed to do here? You know, what are the godlike savages supposed to do? Okay, we have to be radically self-interested. There's no other option around this. And especially when it comes to relationships nowadays, I don't know what it's going to take for some of these guys to not be simps. They say that they're not simps, and they're oh my gosh, they're some of the biggest simps, because I know that women are very much so a problem in our society. Because they're just as, like women can be the most manipulative, conniving, deceitful motherfuckers, man. Like, they really can be. Because they will say one thing and do another, and then lie to you, and then tell you about why that you should believe their lie. And they're practically politicians. Like women are professional politicians when it comes to the relationship dynamic. They are politicizing what they believe, but they're actually not practicing anything. So the problem that we see here then is that in relationships, men are claiming to want one thing, and then they're doing another as well. It's the men that are the issue here. It's the men who are not actually standing on business. Okay, they're not actually standing on business. You want to see me stand on business? I'll stand on motherfucking business. I'll stand on my business and I will put 10 toes down because I know that I have certain things. Man, I'm getting worked up. It's just so infuriating to have to deal with these stupid idiots. Because I try to approach things from a reasonable and rational place as much as possible. But then I get to a point to where it's like, you guys, I'm going to have a freaking heart attack at the age of 30 because you motherfuckers can't contain yourselves. And I just want to be left alone and do great things and focus on winning. But these people are blindly supporting whatever because they want to idolize the system. They want to idolize the heroes. They have to have heroes. They have to have villains. And they can't see the world for what it is because they have to believe that there's a hero and there's a villain. It's like, well, what if you're the villain? Have you ever thought about that? Because I might as well be the villain at this point. I might as well be. I know I'm a godly bad boy, but that doesn't mean that I have bad intentions. I'm actually aiming to do something that is righteous with the world. I'm trying to build something that is righteous for the world. I want to give to people, and yet when I actually give them what they want, and they claim to want, they reject it. And why do they reject it? Because they don't want to have the accountability that comes with actually doing something about it. They don't want to have the accountability for their own intellectual consistency and reasonableness. And it's so infuriating to see because it's like, how can you not see that you're the issue here? You are the issue. You're the problem. Your framework is destroying your entire worldview. And you think that the world is the way that it's supposed to be in that way, and you're seeing the world through a network. It's a network lens that is blinded by emotions, and you don't even see it. And that's what I hate about all these fake Christians and conservatives, like propping up Erica Kirk and all these, Charlie Kirk and all that, like. Do you think any of that was real? Really? Come on now. Like, I'm not saying, look, everybody grieves differently. I get it. Okay, but have you ever read the Iliad or the Odyssey? Read the Odyssey. The Odyssey talks about how women, when they found out their husbands were killed in war, they would lament for years. They wouldn't go out and start talking about how great of a godly woman Nicki fucking Minaj is. And conservatives are eating it up. They're eating it up because they're just falling for the honeypot. Now, anybody that doesn't know what a honeypot is, a honeypot is usually an attractive woman that presents an ideology or a framework into a system or whatever to coerce people into believing a certain thing or to doing things. It's a form of manipulation. And I know this because I've been involved with that before. I've fallen for the honeypot. I know, okay? I've fallen for the honeypot before. I learned my lesson. But it's like these people don't want to learn their lessons. That's what I don't understand. They're making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over again. And they expect us to change because they perceive the world in a certain way. And it's like, that's not the way the world works, though. It's not the way the world works. And we're, like, these people are hypocrites. America is full of hypocrites. And I love America. As a country, I'm an American, of course. But look, why should we stay to fight for a country? Why should we live for the sake of false freedom? We are being squeezed economically. Look at the $2.5 trillion worth of money that the taxpayer has to pay, and the Pentagon has paid, like they've spent the money, but the IRS can't find it. Oh, we can't find it. And we're still stuck with the bill. And we're supposed to just eat the gaslighting of all these cults. It's all a big game. It's all a big show. I don't know what it's going to take for people to realize this. Like, maybe they just won't. Maybe they just won't. And that's something that I just have to accept. Because I've been feeling lately as though I've failed in my mission. I've been feeling lately as though I've failed in my mission to bring people the ability to see that God-shaped hole that they feel in their lives can actually be filled. And it's been very disheartening, because it's like you just have to give up what you think is true and actually want what's real. That's all you have to do. If you really want to live the truth, if you want to be closer to God, all you have to do is give up what you think is true and just pursue the truth. Because who's been right about anything anyway? Like, who? I can't think of a time where I've been 100% right about everything all the time. And yet so many people act as if they have the authority and the experience to say that they've been right about XYZ all the time. And I've brought up things to people in my one-on-one sessions like months and months ago. And then recently they act like I didn't say those things. And it's like, what have we been doing for the last few months? Like, what have we, even in the community that I have, it's almost as if there's this deafness that comes across when there's a refusal to hear hard truths. But the thing is I'm not attacking characters when I speak hard truths. I'm just speaking about the idea itself. I'm not speaking about them. I'm speaking about the idea. And then I'm the one that's perceived to be evil here, and I'm the villain. And I'm just so... people are retarded, bro. Like, I can't... Sometimes I think it's just too much. People are just too much. Sometimes I think that people just... They don't want to live the truth. They just don't. They want to live what they think is the truth. And I just don't understand, because I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm really not. But neither do I want to be a person that is perceiving to impose a fear onto the identities of anybody else. I don't want to be an entity in their mind in which they think that I am trying to corrupt their identity with who they are. Because I'm not trying to do that. I'm literally talking about concepts and ideas and just my perspective for what it is. Like, like I don't know everything, and I don't claim to know everything. And it's just so crazy how people can just be too much. No, it's just too much. They're just too retarded, and not in the good kind of way. I don't know how to help these people when they claim they want help and they want support. And then when I offer it, it's like this, again, I feel like this life raft in the middle of the ocean for them. And they come and they take what they need as far as supplies, and then they go. And I understand that, again, not everybody's going to be there for a season. But this is exactly what it was like growing up as well. with family, with friends, loved ones. It was like that all the time. And I am grateful to have the good people that I do have in my life. Absolutely. It's just, it still seems like people are just too much. They're just too retarded. And I say that with such grief because I'm not angry. I'm sad. Like I'm sad that they feel like they have to live this kind of life. I'm sad that they feel that they have to come from a place of fear and then project that fear onto other people in order to feel safe. Because the only true safety that you'll find in this life is in uncertainty. In my book, I talk about how we have to be lovers of uncertainty. You can't be a godlike savage and not love uncertainty. It's almost impossible. I don't see how it is possible any other way. This is a philosophical framework for me. And my philosophy of life is no philosophy. And it's just the whole BS with the government, the whole BS with the system, all the performance charadeness. I mean, did you guys see the videos and who they're going to put in charge of Venezuela next? Do some research into that. I'll tell you what, they're a wall worshiper with the tiny hat people. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. This is just the world that we live in, and it's so freaking wicked. And people want to believe into these cults and these politicians and these idols that they're there to save them. And it's like, I don't know how to help you see the reality. Like, I don't think there is a way, because you're cheapening yourself. Like I mentioned this in a post recently on my YouTube channel. It was like, you are cheapening yourself by engaging with people that are fixed in their framework. And you're cheapening yourself by not respecting yourself. You're cheapening yourself by giving in to these ideologies that, if you take them to their logical conclusion, put you in a more secluded state of mind. And there's a difference between being secluded in reality and yet living in the truth, and being secluded because you're in a state of fear. Okay, there's a difference between that. There's a difference between it. And I found that most people just aren't worth talking to. Like, okay, when I started to conquer lust, for example, I soon very much so realized that women don't really have much to talk about, and they don't really have too much to offer. I realized that most men are not super fun to be around. They are just fake. And even the ones that seem real, oftentimes, after a while, as soon as conflict arises, the performance subsides and the true colors come out. And it's like, okay, well, I've got to back up, because again, I don't want to be an entity in their mind that's trying to destroy what they feel like is who they are for no reason, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to live the truth in accordance to my relationship to God. And so when I first started to conquer lust, I had this stark sense of reality hitting me about how people really are. I don't want to say worthless, okay, because I don't believe that, but it's that people just aren't really worth your time. They're just not. And I've tried to build something that gives people the opportunity to just be themselves. And yet at the same time, it seems like I've given myself the opportunity to be righteous. I've given other people the opportunity to be righteous and to be faithful and to show what faith is all about. And yet when the time comes to where faith is actually needed, here come the egos. And I don't know what to do about that exactly. It just makes me sad. Because it's like, the path truly is narrow. And I don't know. It just is saddening to see, because again, they feel like they have to come from a place of fear, and they don't even realize it. Like, they don't even realize that's what they're doing. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I have all the answers or that I'm completely and emotionally stable 100% of the time. I would say like 99% of the time I'm emotionally stable because I have the proper mindset. But yeah, I do feel those emotions. I do feel the things that are going on, but I stay calm. I stay calm on the inside. I stay calm on the outside. And I don't want to be the entity of other, like in another person's mind where I am like this image of someone trying to ruin their life. That's not who I am. And that's not what I want to be about. But I'm very detached from outcomes. I'm very detached from outcomes and situations. And I suppose in a way that that's a strength, but in other ways it's just, I'm slowly recognizing that even people who are really trying to walk the righteous path, like a lot of these people that worship Erica Kirk, even though she's got the WWE stuff, right? Like, they're really trying, like, they truly believe that she forgave the shooter. And yet, nobody knows anything about the shooter. Erica Kirk had more to say about Candace Owens calling her out than the shooter of her husband. I mean, it's and here's the thing. I don't think it's even real. I don't think it's real at all. I think they're all controlled operatives and operations and such. And the Nick Fuentes stuff is coming. Like, all these names, all these people, I wish them well, but I don't believe a damn thing any of them are saying. I just don't. Because you don't get to that level in this world without it. Because here's the other thing I thought about recently with the stuff going on with the Venezuelan president, kidnapping and all that. It's like, the world is a war zone because criminals are in charge. Okay, we live in a world where international law does not exist anymore. It apparently never did exist. And we're just told a lie. Like, we're just told a lie. And the fiat system is corrupting everybody. The fiat system is encouraging immoral behavior. Everybody's in debt. Everybody's afraid. And I feel like an alien, even though I'm the only human being around me. Like, that's like, I'm looking out at the people. Like, I was at the grocery store today, and there's a woman who's been eyeing me that works at the grocery store, and I'm not gonna lie, she's pretty cute. But then today, I saw her. She has a tattoo on her arm. Okay, now. We're just gonna irritate everybody in this video. We're just oh man, I don't mean to, but like, okay, patterns of behavior include tattoos, piercings, etc. And it just is the case that women, in my experience, have a specific kind of pattern of behavior when it comes to tattoos or nose rings or excessive piercing. They're saying that they're impulsive. Okay, they're impulsive, and it's just the way, like, it's just the way that it is, okay? And with men, it's more of a, they overcame a struggle, but they're still impulsive, men with tattoos. And I'm not saying that these people can't be righteous, but what I'm saying is that in my experience, people with tattoos and such, like piercings, I think are a little bit different as far as the level of how much it's going to impact the personality of the person. But with tattoos, that stuff is like permanent, okay? And yes, you can get those removed and such as well. And I do think people can change. I know Jesus Christ can change anybody's hearts. But as soon as I saw that tattoo on that woman, I immediately lost interest. And I'm thinking to myself, like, another day, another woman who seemed like she could be something and she's just not. And like everything is just like sad. Like it's just, and I'm not even trying to be this way. Like I don't even want to, because even me myself, like I myself am very happy. Last night I was dancing to Led Zeppelin and the Beatles while making some pasta. I was making some chicken pasta with cream cheese and basil and oregano and such. Great meal, fantastic meal. And I'm dancing to, like I have a good time. But when I go out in the world, I feel like an alien. I feel like an alien because I'm the only human being. I feel as though I'm the actual feeler of emotions and sensations. Like I'm the only real one. Sometimes it feels as though. And I know I'm not. I know I'm not, but it just, that's the way it seems sometimes. And it's just a crazy world, man. People are retarded. They're just retarded. And I think I've said everything I wanted to say in this video, but I hope some of it was informative. A lot of this was just needing to let things out because it's so heavy, right? The energy's been so heavy recently. And it seems like it's heavy for no reason. Like it's heavy for no real reason. It's just because people want, like, they want to put you into a box. And when they can't put you into a box, it's... So stay on the path to godlike mastery. Stay on the path to righteousness. And I hope that everybody stays blessed. Peace be with you. Until next time.